my name is Micah, and this is a minivan. I live in it. I identify as a minimalist, and I live congruently with that when possible. Less things to take care of means more order in the immediate surroundings, and that's important to me. Minimalism is a celebration of simplicity, and it doesn't mean life is easier, right? But at least it's simple, at least it's manageable. And that's kind of the foundation I've built for myself through minimalism. I was going down the West Coast, just exploring by myself. At the time, I was technically speaking homeless. And upon my arrival back, right, it kind of made sense to keep living in Victoria. I like it here a lot, and this seems like a simple, affordable way to do so. I do have plans to add a tea setup, which is as close to cooking as I intend to get. That would happen on this table, which right now exists to have my laptop placed on it while I read. Welcome to the bedroom, you know? My girlfriend gave me some lights. They kind of seem to fit. Here's my personal cup when I go into coffee shops. Just fill that with espresso. Let's see. Waste, which is emptied into this compartment, a secret compartment, and then eventually emptied into a garbage can somewhere else outside of this van. I like this speaker a lot. The important thing about that speaker as opposed to a stereo like installed in your van is that it doesn't stop playing music when you stop the van. I really care about finishing songs or even albums after turning off my van, which happens a lot, and it's nice to just have that continue as I go like about my business, you know? I like the flow of that, and the speaker provides that. So another addition to my life, which has been really valuable, is this speaker. I care about blankets. I think blankets are another valuable addition to my life, as well as clothes. This is my wardrobe. Includes some bedding, and here's a scarf that my girlfriend knit for me. I like this scarf a lot. It was her first project. Outside of that, we have the basics, you know, like some gym pants, a gym shirt, some slippers, you know, socks. And this gets me through a week. Then every week I'll on the 7th day I'll rest at my dad's house and I'll do laundry, and then I'll do another week. It'll be awesome. Great.
So 6 days in the van, 1 day off, kind of?
That's right, yeah. Just to reset. This is the everyday carry. Comes with a laptop, wallet, all the basics, some sunglasses, and that's all I have right now. I forgot my water bottle, but that would be here too.
So you said you don't end up cooking in your van or anything like that. Do you prepare food, or do you said you eat out most of the time?
Yeah, well, sometimes I'll just eat out. It makes a lot of sense in my position, especially the affordability part. You know, it's especially affordable if you're not paying rent. So you can put your money where you care about it, and you can like invest your money in decent food. You know, that's prepared for you. It's part of the lifestyle. That said, I've gotten into batch cooking at my dad's house, which is great. It keeps me afloat for at least a day into the 6-day week. Here is everything I own, minus a couple things stored at my house. But here's everything that gets me through a week. This is a slack line, which is fun, kind of my main source of exercise. Here are some jars. They really serve no purpose at the moment, and I'm kind of just hoarding them for the moment I start making tea in my van. It'd be fun to use glass to serve tea. Glass doesn't impart any, flavors onto tea. It's just there for when that happens. Here's a bar mop. just to keep things clean. And, if I'm eating food, it's nice to use something reusable instead of napkins. This is kind of quintessential, dusts, different ones, for food safe type activities, and cleaning up messes too. I'd say half the time I'm in here, minus sleeping, which takes hours, I am cleaning, trying to keep it as clean as possible. So that's a ritual, that happens outside of morning and evening, but it's important. Maybe once every other day, I'll go around the place with a broom and detail with this handy vacuum. It's a simple device that plugs into my van. I got it at Walmart for $30, and it's just made everything much cleaner, It's been much less, it's felt much less shameful to live in a place that isn't extremely dusty. So I think it's been well worth the time and money invested. I believe that's everything that I own.
A lot of people, when they get into thinking about transitioning into this lifestyle, they'll want to put solar on, they'll get an external battery, they'll build a bed, storage, try to bring a lot of their possessions with them. How have you felt that this situation is for you, and how come you didn't end up going in the route of applying more solar and all those kind of things?
I'd have to address each thing, and I can start with batteries and power, because that matters to me. I'd say lighting is a main concern if you're gonna go without solar power, which is kind of a long-term goal. I'd say later I'd love to power everything with solar power just to be a little more ethical. But my lighting source right now is just 3 AA batteries, and that's just what I can afford at the moment. I'll spend time in coffee shops charging things or at work. So really, this is just all I need. And I'll go without all those other things in the name of simplicity. I've been slowly pursuing carbon neutrality. It's kind of funny that I live in a van that emits gas, but that's soon to change as well. It would be nice to have something like an electric van later on.
What kind of tips would you give to somebody who is wanting to live more minimally?
I went onto the internet and I searched for influential minimalists, and I took their advice. My main inspiration was a website called The Minimalists, actually. They preach the idea that if something adds value to your life, it's worth having. And if it does not add value to your life, it's not worth having. That's what this looks like for me. But it's not going to be what it looks like for everyone else. So it's very mica shaped.
Would you recommend this lifestyle to anybody?
Well, it's definitely tailored to my life philosophy. It's very personal. And I would say people should feel welcome to take inspiration from it where they see fit. It's there. It's public access. It costs $700 to get running. So if that's a need, then maybe then that is worth recommending. Who knows? I can tell you for sure that it definitely looked a lot worse maybe 5 months ago when I started doing this. And I've been slowly, step by step, making it a little bit prettier, more orderly, just so that I can say I have my house set in perfect order. It's just a modest pursuit that now that I have the mental clarity, the mental space rather, to address, it's been slowly happening, and I can't say the same would be true if I were busy, a busier person. So just the extra, or really the time I've allowed myself to focus on what matters to me has been filled appropriately, in many different ways. Really, I have projects like serving tea out of the van. I have projects like setting my house in perfect order, and a lot of time is also spent leisurely too.
So can you tell me a little bit about what it was like for you in the wintertime living in the van?
The wintertime was wetter and colder. There was a sleeping bag and like camping gear in here, and it was less pretty. It was also dirtier because I'd owned the van for less time and I'd been addressing the disgusting state of it for less time too. It was a shameful period, to put it sincerely, for sure. You know, I think my mood and my lifestyle is absolutely subject to the weather. That said, I kept myself happily caffeinated, spending a lot of time in coffee shops, making new friends, and establishing myself in Victoria. It wasn't all bad, and I also have those few months to thank for the position I'm in now, which is a good one. In theory, this van is my route to financial freedom. While, you know, like, while it's like that's the trajectory, you know, that would land me in a place where I could maybe purchase like an electric van or something interesting like that. You know, the other day I thought I might get a truck with different canopies or something like that. Have my house in the bed of the truck. Just different ideas like that, you know. I could probably see myself eventually getting into tiny homes. I'm passionate about that movement, so that makes sense. Just some few ideas, you know. I have no idea where I'll be in the future. I'm really addressing the present. It's important to focus on the present with as much energy as possible, while maybe aiming towards something that you've really fleshed out. My aim is not fleshed out at the moment, but that's being addressed too. Shout outs to Haloon and my dad. How about? All right, there you go. Final words.
Hey everybody, I'm Forrest Stevens. I'm the man behind the video that you just watched. Today's video is sponsored by merchandise that I have created, the Vanlife and Chill merch. There's men, women's t-shirts, aprons, cups, cell phone cases, all sorts of cool stuff. In the description below, you will see a link for a Spreadshirt shop. Click that, go ahead and cop some merch. All the proceeds go towards the distribution costs for my feature-length documentary called The Reality of #Vanlife, which is posed to be on Netflix if everything goes right. So thanks everybody for watching, and I hope to see you next week.